A good afternoon, a good Sunday afternoon to everybody here from the Hawkeye of the Storm. You're watching Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. We appreciate you being here. Iowa women's basketball with a thunderous victory. I don't know how you describe a 76-point win other than dominant, thunderous, impressive, and I guess if you're on the other side of it, pitiful. We're here to talk about it over the next 30 minutes or so with the person everybody comes here to talk with, Miss Kachine Alexander herself. Kachine, how are you?
Happy Sunday.
Yes. What's the weather like in Charlotte? It is
75 and sunny.
Yeah, good for you. Nasty here in the state of Iowa. We had snow, at least an inch of snow that actually collected yesterday. And then it was freezing today. High winds, wind chills like single digits, I think, early in the day. So, hey,
we go down to like 40s tomorrow. So,
yeah, poor you.
Then we go back up, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well, how about the Nets? The Nets were scorching today for the Iowa women's basketball team, 119-43 against the Evansville Aces. That's 119 points is an Iowa women's basketball program record. And I mean, you're just watching this game transpire, Kachine, and I mean, we'll talk about Evansville here in a second. But as you're watching this lead grow, I know for me, I'm just thinking, are they still stuck at 30? I don't know how long that team was stuck at 30. It felt like forever. And the lead just kept
a while to get there.
Exactly. And, Iowa was able to bring in people like Callie Levine in the third quarter, and it still continued to grow. So, again, we'll talk about Evansville in just a second, but give me an idea for some of the best things you saw today from this 76-point beatdown.
So, honestly speaking, I don't even think they're going to watch film of this game because it's usually kind of pointless. I think for the team's sake, I think that it was a very good confidence booster for some. And then just continuing to feel good. That's a good game to kind of go into a Drake game because you're feeling good. You're, like I said, especially, an Addie Deal. She saw the ball go through the net. She got some good playing time. That's a good thing to kind of ride the wave of sorts into a Drake game like that. But I mean, overall, it looks like what we said is we're going to be inside out game. And I don't mind that because we have great post players. So I'm okay with that. It was great to see other people shooting the three. We've been saying that the last two games about how we need to be able to shoot the ball. So that was nice to see that we were able to get some shots up, chit chat. Taylor McCabe is going to be Taylor McCabe if you allow her to be. So at the end of the day, that's just going to be. And then Hannah, hey girl, a little last second 3-pointer in the corner. We love that.
Quick release.
So yeah, I just think that,
Quick release.
Yeah. I just think that as a good overall confidence boost for all people involved. Layla Hayes played amazing, and I think that is going to be a really good backup to Ava this year. So I think that's going to be good. Now, the interesting piece about that is they're only a year apart, so that should be very interesting. This is just me thinking down the line, but go ahead.
Well, I'll say this. First half, as I'm watching it, I didn't expect it to be a 76-point rout, but I'll ask you this. First half, as you're watching the game, I had this realization that's not this profound realization, but somewhat of an early season revelation of, hey, who's the best player on this team? Who do you think at the end of that first half? Yeah, it's Ava. Like I hadn't really, you probably saw it a long time before me, and maybe Hannah will end up being that at season's end. But to this point, with what I've seen through 2 games and an exhibition, Ava's the best player on this team right now.
Agreed.
And she and I say that not just because of the numbers, but just she's everywhere. I mean, she runs everywhere. Like she's on, working on both ends. I think she's got again, I'm not the expert here, but she's still got I think she's going to struggle with foul trouble if she doesn't do a better job maintaining verticality. That's just one little thing that I've noticed with her, but she's still young, like you said. I mean, she's a second-year player who's now a starter, and she's having fun. I mean, you mentioned last post game, you said this team doesn't look like they're quite as happy-go-lucky as maybe last year's team with Lucy. But I've noticed Ava is somebody who's always smiling and high-fiving her teammates. And, they still have some of that with Jada and Callie on the bench, but they are on the bench. And so some of their leaders right now, Chit Chat Wright and Hannah Stolke, they're more lead by example. So
Right.
I think it's going to be real powerful to have Ava as a young leader who is vocal, but also leads by example, because right now her game, she was dominant in that first half when she needed to be, and she didn't really need to do anything down the stretch. In fact, you mentioned her backup. Of course, Layla Hayes, she's our RTI Threads player of the game, and you could have gone a couple of different directions here, but let's give it to Layla. 20 points, 9
Mm-hmm.
on the field, 5 rebounds. She's going to have to improve her foul shot, 2 of 5. And by the way, speaking of shooting, I'll be marginally critical of Ava on this as well. She doesn't have a jump shot.
No.
So, that is what it is. The great news is Hannah Stolke appears to have developed somewhat of a confident jump shot. She's made 2 or 3 threes now through 2 games, and she's at least proven she can stretch the floor a little bit. So that takes some pressure off of people like Layla and Ava. But I don't think either one of those bigs can shoot the ball. But
I don't think so either.
And I think certainly Ava's a step ahead of Layla as it relates to her body, the physical side of things. We had this conversation last time. Layla's got size, but Ava's a better athlete, and she's slimmed down a little bit, I think, although I think she came in pretty slim. So that'll be interesting to see what strength and conditioning do for Layla Hayes. But she's our RTI Threads player of the game, and she got a lot of run as this game got out of hand. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from the big from Alaska.
I think that, she had a pretty, I will say this, from when I first saw her play in the exhibition until now, there's like things that I was like, I wonder. And then the next game, something will happen. I'm like, okay, she's got this. Oh, okay, she's got that. I think today she showed a little bit more athleticism than I thought she was capable of. Like, I thought she was very Addison O'Grady, but she's not Addison O'Grady. Like, she's got a little bit to her. She had that and one. I've never seen Addison twist in the air, like, ever. So I think that she does have a little bit. Obviously, she's not Ava. That's a whole different ballgame when we're talking about athleticism. But she's definitely a little bit more athletic than I originally thought she was. And I think that, like I said, it's going to be a nice 1-2 punch for them, because a lot of the times people are like, okay, let's get, Ava on the bench. We keep saying that she is our best player as of right now, right? So if they get her on the bench, there's not a huge drop off in regards to Layla coming in the game, as far as what we've seen. So that's a very nice 1-2 punch when it comes to that 5 position that we are so fortunate to have.
Absolutely. And, so far, so good as far as staying out of foul trouble in the post. They're going to have more difficult matchups. In fact, they come their way pretty quickly. Drake and you and I both present challenges, and maybe we can, since this was a 76-point win, we're going to keep this show shorter. I'm going to say that now so that, if I say it off the air, then nobody will know that I fell short of my promise. So I'm going to say that on the air. By the way, there's a goal on YouTube tonight because Juliana, Kachine's daughter, is under the weather. So all super chats tonight go directly to the Juliana Cold Medicine and Chicken Noodle Soup Fund. So
my girl is stressed right now. She's knocked out right now. She's sleeping.
Well, good. But you're going to need that tonight, because nighttime's always the worst for.
It is.
For all of us.
It's been a struggle. Half her class has been out since Thursday. So I don't know what went through that classroom, but.
Interesting. Okay. So it's not just her.
Nope. Half her class is out.
Well, donate to the show, and that's going to go directly to the Juliana Fund. So, all right. And we've got a super chat here from Spencer coming in early, and I don't have a comment with that. Let's see. Maybe that's just what Spencer meant to post with that super chat. He says, I'm honestly worried about how we'll do once we start playing some real competition.
Our next game will be fun.
Yeah, but I don't know that this team, has there been anything that you've seen so far that's given you reason to be worried? Like, I think there's still unknowns, but I don't know that I agree with Spencer on being worried.
No, I wouldn't say I'm worried per se. I think that we're young. I think that's the one piece that I get, a little nervous with because we are pretty young overall as a team, and we have a lot of new pieces. So, yeah, that would be the only thing I think right now. I mean, the other thing would be 3-point shooting. I'm not gonna. That's still on my list. Don't get me wrong, because just because you were able to hit one game doesn't mean that you, you figured it out. But yeah, our next game will definitely tell us. I'll tell you that.
But I thought Drake wasn't a real team.
Doesn't matter. I've said this many times. Drake, I don't know what it is about Drake. Every year, it is like so difficult to play them.
They're good. They're good.
God, it irritates me. It's like,
they are
but
good.
I'm saying, even if we are so much better, right? Like we're ranked, we're this, we're that. Even if they finish the season under 500, I don't know what it is about that game. But it has always been tough to play Drake every year. Hell, since I was there. So again, they could finish under 500 that year. It does not matter. When we play them, I don't know what it is. Woo, it's stressful every time. But you know what? Hey, we'll see.
So Kelly Emerson, thank you. She's starting that Juliana hype train right now. Let's get Juliana feeling better. So with the super chat, feel better, kiddo. So and she's got.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Yeah. But we got some good ones coming up now. So at the end of the day, I think we're going to start to have some film that actually we can learn from.
Ryan says, "Get well, youngin."
Ryan S.
Thank you, Ryan. Much appreciated. And Juliana will thank you all when she gets a little older. Mom appreciates it.
I'll have her on here next time.
There you go. When she's feeling better. Chris Bacon, get well, Juliana, throwing in the super
Bacon. Is that really your last name? If it is, that's awesome.
I had a math teacher in school that was Mr. Bacon.
Like his wife is gonna be Miss Bacon. Like that's kind of dope. That's kind of dope.
We let's see. There's maybe I'm sure. Oh, he's not my doctor. What do I care? There's a pretty well-known doctor here in Ames at one of the well-known clinics in the area, and his last name is legitimately Doolittle.
That's so cool, Dr. Doolittle.
Isn't that interesting?
That is so cool. I love fun, cool last names like that. I think it's cool.
Absolutely. Chris, again, thank you so much for the donation to the Juliana Common Cold Fund. All right, let's go to our caller, our Iowa Smokehouse line. We've got James here with us. James, welcome to the show, sir. Thanks for calling in.
I'm surprised you haven't brought up the one issue that I brought up in the chat. And the only issue I had with it was, and I know this is beating the old drum, harping the same drum, but you're up 60. It's even worse when they're in the game.
Well,
you're up 60 though. James, if you're up 30,
not going to play their starters an entire fourth quarter. That's just not happening. You always put them in for like a minute, maybe two, if that.
I guess I've never seen a team up 60 before, so I don't know.
Oh, that happens a lot, but nobody ever sits their starters for an entire quarter and a half. It's just not happening.
Yeah, well, and I
don't think they should be in the game like 5-6 minutes.
Maybe not all together though. Maybe you sprinkle them in. Maybe have like a couple of them in with the younger people, and then a couple of them with the younger people. They had all five, and that's more what I was confused about. Because like, if you have a couple in, I just didn't know why she had all five in. More was my question. Like you could sprinkle them in. I feel like I just know why she had all five out there. I felt like that was kind of
sprinkle doesn't help either, because the later you get in the game, the more dangerous it becomes. So if you're going to play them, play them at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And then you put your backup kids in for the rest of the game, but nobody could play it.
Yeah.
So that's.
It was more that we were up 60. That was more. That was more my point. We were up 60.
I get what you're saying, but nobody sits their players that long.
And here's what I'll say too. I had a real issue with it down the stretch of the Caitlin era when that team was veteran, and they were playing for a Final Four or national title. I had a real issue with it then, and I disagreed with Lisa Bluter's stance on it. But I respect the fact that she stated why she did what she did. I think she was being honest. And I'm not saying I was right and she was wrong. It's just my opinion. Now there's so many different pieces here, and this is game 2. And I don't know. I can understand. I'm a little bit more forgiving to that now, James, just because they don't have a Caitlin Clark that could potentially get injured. Like if Hannah Stolke or Ava Hayden went down, yeah, it would be devastating. But this team also has to learn to play together. Hannah's got to learn to play that high-low offense. It's a different role for her, right? Playing as the 4, working with a true 5 on the floor, working with a new floor general in Chit Chat Wright or Addie Deal when she's on the court. And, they didn't shoot the ball well against Southern the other night. So, you'd like to continue to ride that momentum. And like Kachine said at the outset, build confidence throughout this game, even though, yes, it's an Evansville team that has to be one of the worst teams in college basketball. I mean, they just have to be. I feel bad for Molly Davis. My guess is she's a little bit ashamed of her team right now. I mean, you come home and lose by 76, but I digress. I can understand where you're coming from, James. You know where I stand on this, but I can also see the other side of it of circumstances are a little different than maybe in past seasons.
Yeah, I see both sides of it. It's more just you get scared. I know this team doesn't have Caitlin Clark, but it's more like if you get hurt up 60 and your starters in the game, then if somebody's out for the year, then that's a really bad look. That was my point right? It was like, why you're starting? But you're always risking it no matter what, right? Like you said before, you're always risking up one when your players are getting hurt, right? But it's just two sides of the street, really, right? Like that's more what it is. But overall, there's not much to complain about. So there's not much to complain about at all. They played really well, and I'm just happy they got going. And it's Cash's favorite team next, Drake, so it's all right.
Hey,
can't wait.
I have not researched Drake yet, Cash. What do you know about the Bulldogs this year? Do you know anything?
Doesn't even matter. I don't. It
They're
doesn't
both,
matter.
James, is Dennebeer still there?
No, I think she was senior last year, wasn't she? I'm pretty sure she was senior last year.
I'm pretty sure she graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a senior last year, I'm pretty sure. And then UNI is on Sunday, and they're rebuilding too. They got pretty much a new team too. So, but that one's at UNI, so who knows how that one will go? But
that's always a difficult. I mean, when you travel on the road to play those teams, it's even more difficult. I'm sure, Kachine, you would attest to that.
You get Drake at home, and then you go to.
Kachine, did you win at Drake and at UNI every time you went?
I never lost to Drake or UNI, but those games Drake was hard. There were plenty of times where we blew out UNI, but
interesting.
That Drake game was always fun.
Yeah, and just last year we brought this up.
Especially there at their place, we did blow them out at our home a lot, but at their house I don't know, maybe it's the gym.
But
it was always a struggle there.
Ask Fran McCaffrey's early teams. The men went up to the McLeod Center in Cedar Falls and lost as well. So, those are difficult trips to make. There's a reason why the men don't play Drake and UNI anymore.
They are, but they're always like, I mean, I would not want to play them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I'm glad they play them too, and I'm upset the men don't. That was a question I asked Ben McCollum when he first got hired. I said, is there interest in getting Drake and UNI back on the schedule? And he didn't really say yes or no, but I don't think that'll happen on the men's side. I'm frankly surprised the women still do it.
Why not?
But I tell you, the men see reason not to do it on the men's side.
Iowa State lost to UNI last year at UNI.
Yeah,
I say this because, and I hope nobody takes this the wrong way, the men's side with all 4 of them can have a lot of negative things. Meaning, like, I could see Iowa State and Iowa losing to those 2 teams at any point in time. Probably every year at some point, right? Like every other year, something of those sorts. It's not many times. Now, there are some upsets. I'm not going to say that. There are not many times that Iowa or Iowa State is not winning. So for us, it's not horrible, right? Like it's not a bad thing because, I mean, we're probably going to play Iowa State, whatever. But if you don't do Drake, you don't do UNI, it's not going to make a difference. Now, Iowa or Iowa State will lose to Drake and or UNI, depending on the year. So I think that sometimes nobody wants to do that. That could hurt you recruiting-wise. That could hurt you in many different ways. But until either one of them become full-blown powerhouses, which I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, I can see why they don't, because you're giving Drake and UNI ammunition against you.
But what is the difference with the women doing it?
I don't think that it's only Iowa and Iowa State for the most part. When was the last time we got an upset? It doesn't hurt us is what I'm saying. It does
Iowa
not
State,
hurt Iowa or
but
Iowa
wait a
State
minute.
to play Drake or UNI.
Iowa
Does
State
not.
just lost last year at UNI.
How many times does that happen?
Well, it didn't
Like
happen
never.
on a lot of the men's side either, but what's the point? I'm being devil's advocate because I like the
Yeah,
games.
I understand.
But
So
what I'm saying,
again, we're talking recruiting, right? We're talking so many different things.
okay, recruiting.
If Drake and UNI are beating Iowa or Iowa State often, once every other year, things like that, which we know is very capable, right? So if that is the case, now you have a one up on them on many different aspects. We all know on the women's side, it's Iowa, Iowa State. That's it. As far as Drake and UNI, look what they did with Drake and UNI before. They went to Sweet 16s. They went to throughout the years. They went to different things. Drake and UNI have not done that on the women's side. So I think that for them, they're like, you know what? You stay over there, do what you do. We're gonna stay over here, do what we do, and that's that. From the women's side, it's not as until. I'm not saying Drake and UNI can't get to that point, but maybe they will with different things. But on the men's side, there's no plus side to it besides you potentially losing. So like just doesn't seem it's not fun. And again, you've got Drake and UNI coaches that want to play. Of course they do. Duh. Of course they want to play. But Iowa State and Iowa is like, nah, we good. We're good. Of course.
I was just going to say real quick, the Iowa men lost in Cedar Falls early in the Fran era. And I'm trying to think, I don't know if you remember, James. I think they only lost to UNI one time under Fran.
Yeah.
And I don't believe they ever lost to Drake. But it was just one of those things. And Iowa State's done the same thing on the men's side. They just don't play them anymore. And
have we lost to Drake or UNI? Like women's? I don't remember.
Yeah, they've lost to Drake or UNI. Yeah, I'm trying to think. When did the last time the women? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. They've played a lot of close games.
They definitely had some really close games too. Though, like really close games. Close, you have to sit there and actually lost.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually lost. Now that I think about it, somebody may correct me in the chat. But I mean, Iowa State was a legitimate team last year. Had no business losing to them, and UNI didn't have their big. And you have Audie Crooks.
Yeah, Bofelli wasn't. Yeah, Bofelli was out. She hurt herself like the game before they played Iowa State, and they still won.
No business.
Iowa and Iowa State women's, when they schedule UNI and Drake, both see that as wins. Period.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fact. Those are counted as wins. When you are scheduling or building out your schedule, you are building in wins. Like, that's part of Evansville's a win, right? Southern was a win. You're building in wins. UNI and Drake to Iowa is a win. Regardless of it may be tough or whatever the case is, they think and should think that is a win. Men's basketball cannot do that. They cannot say that that's a win. You can't do that. We're not that. And neither is Iowa State, if I'm going to be honest. So, because Drake and UNI have been pretty darn decent in the past. So, you can't build that in, especially not in non-conference. So, you got to build in some wins. And I don't think that for them, it's like not the negatives far outweigh the positives.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I just think it's cool that we go play one or the other. We either go to Drake or go to UNI. Obviously, every year. So when we play Drake at home, we play at UNI. And then we play at UNI home, we go to Drake. I think that's cool for the fans in those areas because sometimes the Des Moines people don't always have the time to travel to Iowa City, but they're Iowa fans, or Cedar Falls. People who live in the Cedar Valley don't have time to travel to Iowa City, but they want to watch Iowa and they get the chances too. So I think that's a benefit from it too.
I can agree.
Yeah, absolutely. James, appreciate you calling in, buddy. Always enjoyed talking to you.
Yep, enjoy your night.
Thank you, sir. VMS says this isn't senior year with Clark where they played 1 million games together, 75% new players. So that was the point I was arguing. And Ryan says Deal played under control. She has a very good shot. I agree with that. Very good shot. The one time she tried to go through 2 defenders, she turned it over. She's learning what she can and can't do at this level. You played the point guard position, Kachine. How much of what Ryan just said is true?
1,000%. It's like I said in our last one, she is going to have to learn not only the pace of the game, but also how fast things can close and what she was able to do, she may not be able to do now. And I do think that she did play a lot more under control. I thought that she had a very overall good game. So I think for her, she's just got to keep building. Like I said, keep building blocks.
Our Big Grove big play of the day came from, well, again, 73-point win, right? I'll give it to Addie because she made her first career three-pointer late in the second quarter, and that kind of felt, that could linger, Cash. I'm sure you'd agree with that, especially for a shooter, and she has not developed the rest of her game to a point yet where, she's got a lot to fall back on. She's slow defensively. We talked about her ability to beat people off the dribbles. Not there yet. You hope that develops and she gets more comfortable, but she's got a good jump shot, and it was nice to see her make that three to extend the lead to 35 at the tail end of the second quarter. So she gets Big Grove's big play of the day. And as I mentioned earlier, Layla Hayes with her 20 points, 5 rebounds, 9 of 11 from the field. How much do you think they'll be able to use her? I mean, because if Ava's if she's not the best player, and I saw somebody in the chat earlier make a comment that Hannah's clearly the best player, regardless. I mean, we can argue the point. But how much can they really utilize a true freshman in Layla Hayes if Hannah Stolke and Ava Hayden are your two best players? You need them on the floor almost the entire game.
I don't think you're ever going to have I'm not going to say ever. But I do think that based off of having such a great backup, you're not going to play Ava the entire 40 minutes. It's not happening. And I see the way that Layla is playing, I can see them splitting time. That's a really good, they're different players. Sometimes it's easier to guard a player, let's say Ava. If she's playing the entire time, you get used to who she is and what she's doing. Where now you bring in a Layla, she's completely different than Ava. Layla and Ava, that's crazy. Completely different, right? And then you bring Ava back in, and now you've got speed again. That allows Ava to get her rhythm going. Sometimes you get comfortable when you have the same player in the same time, people get comfortable. So I would love to see them interchangeable like that. So yeah, I mean, honestly, sometimes it may be game by game cases. You never know, but you have to use her.
Before we get to our next caller, a big thank you to Big Grove Brewery. They're the official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes, not just for football, but head over to their stores in Solon and Cedar Rapids and Iowa City, Des Moines, to watch your Hawkeyes fight, as we got some big games on the docket for both the men. The men play Xavier this week, and the women play both Drake and UNI. So head over to Big Grove Brewery, kick back with a nice easy Eddie and your favorite food. All their food's delicious. What did I have the last time I was there? I know Coach Patterson had the macaroni, and I may have had the steak sandwich. Boy, everything I've had there is delicious. Their sweet potato fries, it's a favorite of mine. You like some good sweet potato fries with ranch dressing, Kachine?
Sweet potato fries with ranch dressing?
I'm sorry. What did I say that was wrong in that sentence? What
ranch dressing?
I'm sorry.
With sweet potato fries?
That's what's served. Should I have said? Wait, real quick. Stop. Should I have said marshmallow? Would that have been better? You've never heard of that either?
What? Please. Marshmallow? Marshmallow what?
Have you ever had, can I ask you this? Have you ever actually had sweet potato fries?
Absolutely.
What do you dip them in?
Usually it comes with some kind of cinnamony sauce thingy, whatever.
Cinnamony sauce thingy. Wait a minute.
It's a little much.
Where do you find said cinnamony sauce?
Wherever it comes from them. I don't know. But ranch? That sounds weird.
All right, because I've
got the sweet fry with the, I don't know.
Well,
I've never tried it, so I'm not gonna knock it. But ranch and sweet potato just don't seem like it should cohabitat in the same space.
Here in Crazyville, Iowa, we typically get ranch with our sweet potato fries, but I had it not that long ago with marshmallow cream, and it was really good. Very sweet.
I bet marshmallow cream would be great. Mm-hmm.
It was very good. But anyways, check out Big Grove Brewery, 4 convenient locations across.
I'll try that one day.
Ryan says, Kachine, do you follow Iowa football? I know you said you were going to watch yesterday.
I did watch.
Did it destroy you like it did him?
That was a tough game, man. That was a tough game. I mean, I already knew it was over for us, but that was tough. And then the Oregon players with their
what was it?
Disgusting display of. Anywho, it's not here and there. We're not.
What was you competed at a high level? Why engage in something like that? Not just
I
one or
don't
two
understand
players,
that.
a group of players going over to taunt Hawkeye. Even if they heard horrible things said to them. That is I don't like it, but you just expect that when you go on the road. Why stoop to that level and go back and get in the face of Hawkeye fan? I just don't understand that.
I didn't like it. But that's kind of how their head coach is, so I'm not surprised.
Their head coach is very cocky, very full of himself. And
yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to our next caller. We got Spencer here with us. Spencer, appreciate you being here.
Nice to see you guys again.
What are you up to? What are you up to, Spencer?
Watching football.
All right.
This afternoon game has been a joke. Just like the whole noon slate games were a joke today.
Are you watching like NFL Red Zone, or how do you kick back?
I was watching the Commanders Lions, but boring. Just like the other two games were at noon today.
Well, you get to see a bunch of Hawkeyes play if you're watching the Lions.
Yeah, but I'm a Packers fan.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. All right. How are the Packers doing? Are they playing?
Oh, God. Tomorrow night, the Eagles.
Oh, okay. That should be a game.
Yeah, too bad I'll be in bed.
Okay. Okay. What do you got, Kachine? You got something you just
I'm sorry. I just saw Brandon Burr's comment, and that is so legit.
Oh, Crystal Smith comp.
Oh my God. You're absolutely right, and I'm never gonna unsee it. Thank you so much, Brandon, for that.
So in what way does she remind you of Crystal
Everything
Smith?
From stature to like she looks like her. That is
Crystal
crazy.
Smith. Way
back when. This is before I was even playing.
Way before me and Corey even thought of.
Yeah, but I know who Crystal Smith is. Do you know who that is, Spencer?
Probably way before I was even thought of. Like, what year would she have been from?
Yeah, what year was Crystal Smith?
She had to have been 2000. I think she maybe graduated in 2005.
It was before I was watching Iowa women's basketball, but I mean,
yeah, maybe 2000, somewhere around 2005. I don't know. Maybe it could have been 2006.
Way before I started getting interested in Iowa.
And I think most Iowa women's basketball fans at this point probably weren't watching. I can't say that with. I mean,
go look her up, people. If you don't know who Crystal Smith is, please look her up.
I started watching.
She was lucky.
Real quick, was she someone that was? She wasn't in Iowa when you visited, right? That would have been.
Yes.
She was.
I watched her play.
Okay, was she?
Her dad used to coach at Iowa. He was an assistant coach there.
Do you remember any conversations you had with Crystal during the visit, or did she? Because of
she was very quiet, just like chit chat, which is funny.
Yeah.
2006. Yeah, or somewhere around there. So I know I watched her play when I came on my visits. So.
Okay.
I didn't start paying attention until like 2010, back with Camille Wally and Morgan Johnson.
Camille, yes.
Camille, Morgan Johnson.
That would have been my junior year.
Oh, we were.
So you remember watching Cash?
I remember watching Cash.
All right.
But
good times.
But from today, I'm just glad to finally see Deal get into her groove.
Me too.
First game was a little nerve-wracking for her.
I think the first couple games, including the exhibition.
Yeah, she'll settle in.
But
I was happy to see the hometown girl, Levine, get some minutes.
Yeah, Callie Levine got in a lot earlier. So that was a comment that I saw in the chat as well. Speculation about Kanice possibly redshirting. I mean,
maybe if her knee is not holding up.
Okay, so you think maybe it's injury related? We're speculating, but I mean, when you're at a 76-point win, you'd think everybody's going to play if they're available.
Well, she was in street clothes.
Okay, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think she was even dressed.
Feels like she's been hurt for a while now.
Well, she's been dealing with that serious knee injury for feels like forever now, unfortunately.
And earlier you brought up like how Evansville was like at 30 points. I looked it on my phone from like the quarters. They hit 30. I think it was like 340 in the third. Then they didn't get like 31 to like 5:35 in the fourth. So like, yeah, good solid 15-minute scoring drought.
Yeah.
It's hard to play in those games, though. I'm sorry. I say that all the time. It's very hard to play in those games.
For Iowa or for the other team?
For Iowa.
Why? Just focus?
Yes. You get bored. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Like, it's hard to get up for those games when you are up 50 to 20 something at halftime. Like, it's just, it's hard.
Yeah.
For the players, and then it's hard for the coaches to keep you motivated because you can really do whatever you want at any point in time. So it's kind of, what's the point? Let's go. Let's get this over with. You start to get lazy. You start to get, it's hard.
How good is Iowa State women this year? Should we be worried about that?
I'm not even saying that yet.
Yeah, there was a comment here about Audie Crooks and your thoughts on her. We'll address that. Anything else before we let you slide, Spencer?
Nope, just wanted to come in and say hi with my once a season chat.
All right, buddy. Well, you don't have to make it once a season. We'll have you back. So
yeah,
calling in today, sir.
No problem. Thanks, guys. Always a good pleasure with you, Cash.
Take care,
you
sir.
too.
Yeah, J.R. Ramsey wants to know about your thoughts on Audie and the WNBA. Maybe you just provide some thoughts on her year with Iowa State.
He's saying he's asking, do I think she's going to be effective in the WNBA?
Apparently, yeah. I'm guessing the only reason she wouldn't be,
you can't teach size.
You can't.
She's big to everybody. At the end of the day. And she's evolved her game from her freshman year to now. She's got step backs. She's got a little bit more than just burying people.
Right.
And I think the more she continues to grow that, the more she'll be even more effective in the WNBA. Because she's got to add a little bit more than just kind of like burying people in that aspect. Now, as far as her defense, that depends on who she plays.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to
Asia won't tell her. So
let's go to our next caller. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Jacob, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you, Jacob?
Not too bad, thank you. I just got a quick question about coaching, and because Jan's obviously not much has to be said about that, about coaching bigs, but what would Addie and other young guards be potentially missing a little bit with Lisa not being there? What was Lisa's ability to get through and to kind of get guards going and build confidence in guards? What was the thing that maybe she could do that would possibly help now?
Lisa Bluter wasn't on the guard side. That's the difference. Lisa Bluter has been a head coach for 30-something years. So when you become a head coach, you are over everybody. You're not really one area. That's the difference with Coach J. She was solely focused on post players. So now in year 2, that's something she's going to learn to get out of in regards to being solely focused on them and being able to coach everybody. So I wouldn't say anything in regards to Bluter over Coach J in that aspect. I do think that I can only speak for what I know. I don't know the new coaches like that, so I can't say that. But the guard coaches are who really are guard development. Same with post development. The head coach, this is crazy it may seem, is they're over the entirety, meaning like what we're doing in practice. How we're preparing, what we're going to, like, they're over everything. And they're in-game adjustments. They're those kinds of things. Practice is where the assistant coach shine in that aspect, because that's who you're going to. When you go to your stations, when you go to your guard post breakdown, that's who you're working with. Your head coach is flipping from side to side, side to side, side to side, just checking in, looking, and they might offer their opinion here or there, but your position coach is who is really coaching you, which is why I know people say, oh, I love the head coach and this, that, and the third, but it's usually your position coach is who is recruiting you and who's going to coach you. You may like what the head coach
Okay, so
runs, and like how they are as a person, and if they care about their players, because that's very important. But yeah, your assistant coach is really who. Yep.
So am I just potentially just misunderstanding? Just obviously, Jen and Lisa have a different style of play. Am I just still not used to the difference in the style of play? Is that maybe my only issue?
Well, what is your issue?
Well, because it appears, and I know this is very early, and I want to say that, but it appears that with Lisa, everybody was, I wouldn't say not nervous, but they were engaged. They didn't seem like the moment was always, or maybe too big. They were just ready to go, ready to play. They were maybe a little bit more fluid. And the guards now seem like maybe they're a touch hesitant. And I know they're young, but it just
That's the biggest thing.
Year after year. What's that?
That's the biggest thing. You're trying to compare a Caitlin Clark era, and you can't. Because those three players, your core group, had played together for like 4 years. So it's nothing they haven't seen before. They've seen every aspect of college basketball that you could think of. So what are they nervous about? There's nothing to be nervous about. But you're talking freshmen and sophomores who are coming into a program that is highly sought after, right? Because you're coming after the Caitlin Clark era. There's going to be nerves, period. Because now everybody is riding on you. Everybody is like, oh my God, what are we going to be? They see all the chatter. You've seen it. You've got a new head coach. You've got everything in regards to that. And you don't have a leader. When I say leader, I am specifically talking about your best player is your leader, right? So, for example, when Caitlin Clark was playing, they didn't have to worry about if they was down 8. They don't care because Caitlin Clark's on the team. We'll figure it out. I'm sure they felt that way. The same purpose of even if and we're not going to dismiss Kate Martin because Kate was like even steady. She made sure everybody stayed cool, calm, collected. She had seen it all, done it all, and she put, her game to where her mouth was, in a sense. It matters. It's not so much the coaches, it's the players that you have assembled. Now, let's think 3 years from now. Let's think freshman class last year are now junior seniors. Now you have majority of your team that you see right now are juniors and seniors. Completely different team. I can guarantee you that because they've seen it all. These kids have no idea what they're to expect the next time. They've never played at Tennessee last year. They were, who is this? What's happening? Now they're going to play UConn. Those kids, I say this in a nice way and I'm going to pray and hope that's not the case. But I guarantee you, majority of those kids are going to be in their head. You're playing UConn. They grew up watching UConn. Right? So I think at the end of the day, it's them being young, having a young head coach that hasn't been a head coach for a very long time. And then on top of that, it's just the fact of all of the pressure that is on this team to get back to the Final Four, to do all of these things. Hence why I do think that Addie Deal struggled at the beginning. That's a lot of pressure on a player. So I think that, and Caitlin Clark didn't have a lot of pressure when she came in. I can guarantee you she didn't, because nobody was really checking for Iowa at that point.
Good point.
What she did, now everybody's checking for Iowa.
Yeah, that's
everybody
a good
now is looking for Iowa.
She was a top-tier recruit, but Iowa women's basketball was a 180. And even though they were coming off postseason success with Gustafson and whatnot, it is a totally different animal now if you're coming in as any recruit, let alone another 5-star.
Mm-hmm.
Not just
different. Not
just with the fans and national attention, but the foundation that Caitlin laid at that position, at the point guard position. Jake, I call you what? Jacob. Sorry, I called you Jake. My bad.
No, that's fine. No, thanks for the perspective, because in my head I was thinking maybe it's the style of play. Maybe there was something Lisa that I could just see real quick and say, "Hey, guards, do this." But now it's maybe just I was oversimplifying it.
What I will say though, and this is something that I think anybody that ever played for Lisa Bluter will tell you, what made Lisa Bluter an amazing coach was her mental aspect of the game. I will give her that wholeheartedly. Now I can't say anything about Coach J because I just don't know what kind of head coach she is, like off, from what I'm seeing on the court. But Coach Bluter was very good at the mental game. Now, I'm assuming all those years that Coach J was around her that she picked up quite a few tools. So I'm assuming that would kind of carry on. But that is one thing I will say. Coach Bluter was very good at the mental game. Like nobody I've ever seen. And I think Caitlin Clark has said that in interviews as well. The way she handles the mental aspect is unheard of.
Jacob, thank you for calling in, sir. Always a pleasure to chat with you.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Let's see. We've got super chat here from Shoefly to the Juliana Fund.
Shoefly, don't bother
Shoefly.
me.
Shoefly's a premium member too, so thank you, Shoefly.
Hey,
And, MKBWN. Cold and flu season. Hang in there, Mama. Go Hawks.
I'm just trying to stay on, all of my oranges and all of that stuff because, when she goes down, it's like I'm next, and I'm trying not to go there because y'all remember last year I was down for like a month, so we try to stay away from that.
I'm sorry. I'm really having a hard time. I'm having a hard time not losing my composure and breaking out in laughter over Cash Mama because I'm thinking of the Cash Money and Cash Mama.
I like Cash Mama. That's lovely. See, that's a new. That is a new era in my life. I went from Cash Money to Cash Mama. I like that. I'm keeping it.
Have you been called that before?
No, but I would love. You know what? Make me a shirt to say that.
That's a great. That's
a great shirt.
Yeah, that's great. Cash Mama. Okay.
RTI Threads, hit me up. Cash Mama.
RTI Threads, absolutely. We'll get that shirt in the works. Tyler Vincent says, don't have Big Ten Plus. Listen on the radio. Sounded like Addie Deal got her groove this game. Is that what you two saw? I'll leave that question to you, Kachine.
I wouldn't say got her groove, but she's definitely in the right direction. I think that was what she needed so desperately. I will say that.
Thank you, Tyler, for that super chat. Kelvin says, Levine not redshirting was rumored to be. Kenise maybe. So, yeah, again.
If that knee ain't recovering right, then, yeah, she needs to.
Nicholas, glad Addie got some confidence. Layla Hayes was super off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Agree with Layla, certainly. Spencer says 340. Evansville hit 30 in the third. 340 left in the third. Didn't get to 31 until 5:35 mark in the fourth. Yikes. That is a ridiculous scoring drop, but that's what I saw as well. Again, thank you for calling in, Spencer, and for your support. He says, keep harassing me, so that's fine. I can take it. Blue Lock Clip says, obviously, Stolke is the best player. So he must be seeing something. He must be seeing something that I'm not seeing, because to say obviously, what are we basing that on through 2 games? Just basing it on what we suspected from last year, the year before that, the fact that she's a senior. Through 2 games, it's not obvious. You can have that opinion, and I'm fine with that. But to say it's obvious, totally disagree on that. Tyler says
like 2 double-doubles, right?
Who? Ava?
Ava, she's averaging a double-double right now, right?
Yeah, and quick shout out to Chit Chat Right. She was, how about this? 5 of 6.
Another double-double.
4 of 5 from 3. Chit Chat Right, 16 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 turn. On a
That's
normal
a point guard.
Yeah, on a normal day, that gets our RTI Threads Player of the Game award.
Mm-hmm.
The phenomenal numbers from Chastity Chit Chat Right. Mike says, I'm glad Kachine hasn't started in on Kylie Feuerbach yet. So you're getting pushback on your Feuerbach take. You're getting pushback from Tyler on your Drake take. I mean, man, this 2 games in, we're already having fun, especially after a 76.
Why am I getting? What am I going in on Kylie Feuerbach for? I mean,
I saw that guy going after you on Twitter about your Kylie Feuerbach opinion.
First of all, that man said Kylie Feuerbach is the 3rd best player on our team. I stopped arguing at that point. There was no
neither one of us are. When we say what we say, it's not a personal vendetta. We just simply have said, you and I both, Kylie Feuerbach is their best defender. That does not mean she's a great defender. She's a good defender. She's not a great defender. She's never been all Big Ten on defense. You know what it takes to win all Big Ten on defense, and she's like Gabby Marshall, really good hustle defender. I don't know that she's quite the defender that Gabby was, but she is. They need her. They need her defensively because, they've got there's some issues there. Like Addie, I think, lacks lateral quickness at this point.
There's a few. Emily does too.
Yeah, Emily is going to. And then Chit Chat is a little undersized, which you've said you're not too concerned about that at the point guard position, but she could potentially still be a liability at times.
Worried about Molly Davis when you shouldn't be worried about Chit Chat. So
I felt bad for Molly today as well. Peyton says, how we feel about Addie so far. To this point, a work in progress, right, Kachine?
That's it. I mean,
work in progress.
I just want her to build blocks next day and just continue to get better and build more confidence. I don't even want to say better because I do think she has it in her. She just needs to gain more confidence.
Eric says, imagine we don't even have McKenna Velichko yet. Another 5-star coming in next year. Sam says his whole family got strep last week. So get better, Corbin family.
Oh,
it's going around out there, not just the cold and flu season, but it's everything else. Michael says, I thought you needed to bench all starters for the entire fourth, and Jada seems to be moving at a faster pace.
Okay. Jada who? Jada
Gymphy. I didn't see that, but
I honestly speaking, I'm gonna lie to you. I stopped really watching come life. So I don't really know. I can't even say that. I don't know.
Let's see here. M. Finn says, I knew a dentist named Dr. Slaughter. I love that comment.
And you went, okay.
Michael says, let's see, who is the parent?
Okay, Michael, listen.
Michael says, I sent my daughter to daycare after recovering from rotavirus. She wiped out the entire class and was alone for 2 weeks.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
I don't send your kids to school if they're sick, man. Don't go to work. If you are sick, I know it's hard to make ends meet, but it's not worth taking out an entire office or an entire team.
The whole gone. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more. It was only half the class this past week or Thursday, Friday, but I'm sure there's going to be more kids.
Yeah, there's a turnover.
She ain't going to school until Wednesday, but
you can make up the curriculum, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Hawkeyes 2133. Man, what a game from Ava. Didn't make the show on time. Didn't make the last show on time. I have to be able to read better. Y'all have to stop sleeping on Stremlo. Are we sleeping on Stremlo? What are we sleeping on?
Stremlo sleeping.
I mean, yeah, she was fine tonight. 7 points, 3 of 3 from the field. She's not going to force anything. Made her only 3-point attempt.
We were big Stremlo fans though last year.
Yeah,
she'll get there. She'll be fine.
And Douglas says Iowa lost to UNI in 2006 and 2019. So those are pretty few and far between, but they are losses in the 21st century. So thank you for the super chat, Douglas. It'll go towards the Juliana Fund.
Thank you.
Timothy says, dip your sweet potato fries in syrup. I'm from Iowa. Never saw it offered with ranch. Then you must not be ordering sweet potato fries when you go out because they come in ranch every single time I order them. All right. Unless I got ranch across the back of my shirt and I'm not aware of it.
I'm with you, Tim.
Bill says there's a tasty maple dip for sweet potato fries as well.
Delish. I'm sure that sounds great.
All right. Final caller of the day. She's been on hold for a while. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame. It's Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Hey, it's Chris in Wyoming.
Hey, Chris. Good to hear you.
Yeah. So, hey, well, Cash, I wanted to tell you that really is my last name.
What's really
that's you, Bacon?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it's not the name I was born with.
Oh.
But it's the name I'm winding up with.
Wow.
So you're Miss Bacon.
Wow. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's awesome.
I ask a question, Chris. All this time when I've seen Chris Bacon in the chat, I have assumed
you thought it was a man.
Absolutely.
Yes. Listen, I'm not judging you because I remember I went to school with someone named Michael. It was a girl.
Yeah.
And and now it was not spelled Michael, but later in life I met somebody that was spelled Michael, a girl that spelled Michael that way. I don't know that I've ever met a female that was spelled Chris. So
yes,
that's interesting to know. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah. So now you know. Just don't come looking for me. I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
Can I ask?
What?
I have to ask the question because Ryan did it in the chat. Does your middle name start with a P? I'm sorry.
No.
He asked the question. I had to ask it.
That's
Christine
good,
is
Ryan.
a no.
Wouldn't that be something? Anyways.
That's good.
Anyway. Sorry to do
Yeah.
that. You've dealt with that
Okay.
your whole
Yeah.
dealt with that your whole adulthood, haven't you? Ever since you got married. So I get it.
Well, I was married to this guy for 20 years. He's passed.
Okay.
So but I'm not doing that again. I'm done. So anyway, I just had I wasn't really going to call in until Kachine asked that question. Is that really your last name? So I just wanted to comment on Ava, because I'm seeing shades of Monica Sonano sometimes. The way she, flips around the person Gardner without a dribble and gets it in there. I'm just wondering if you're seeing that as well.
You see some of that, Kat?
What I'm seeing is Iowa women's basketball post play. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Coach
right.
Jay is very one of her biggest teaching points in the post was, I'm gonna say was because she's not the post coach anymore, but was to be able to score without a dribble. That was always her thing. Do your work early so that the finish is easy. So that's what I'm seeing, personally speaking.
And it's a beautiful thing to watch. I'll just say that. And also, I think that Hannah's game is going to open up because we're going to see what she's made of, and I think she's going to grow a lot this year. I felt like last year I just it's fun to watch the dynamics between the two of them and see them both, in position for rebounds. And it just seems like this team really is focused on getting those balls. So that's good. And Chit Chat Wright, I'm going to bounce around a little bit and then I'll get off. Chit Chat Wright is just amazing to me. It's like 5'4", and the way she can see the court, it's pretty amazing. And I love watching her play. Emily Rodriguez makes me a little nervous. It's like to me, she's really not looking to pass the ball as much as she should, like when she gets the ball. So she kind of dribbles herself into problems from time to time, even though she was able to score and stuff. But I kind of picked that up, and I hope she gets over that. But
we need one of those, Chris.
Fun team to watch.
You need one of those. You need one of those.
Oh, okay. Now why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because when outside of Ava, right? If you need a bucket, who can create to make their own shot?
Okay.
We don't have one of those right now. Outside of Emily.
Yeah, I can see that.
Chit-chat potentially.
And I can see
but
that's
she's
what
short.
she's trying to do.
Correct. You need one. Now, I'm never going to condone selfishness. Let's make sure I say that. But we need somebody that's able to create and make tough shots if need be. Because at the end of the day, you still got to get Ava the ball. So you need a guard that's going to be able to and can create for herself.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've been sitting here being critical of her, so I'll back off a little bit. And
critical's not bad.
I mean, I just feel like they're all with this new class that came in and the returning players, the younger returning players. I mean, I think they're all really fighting to play, and that's why I think we're going to see individual development throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make this team really interesting and fun to watch, and who knows how far they're going to be able to go. But I think it's going to be a good season for the Hawk fans.
Mm-hmm.
At least I hope so.
It's going to be an entertaining
So,
one. They got some good opponents on the schedule, Chris,
I think so.
starting this week.
Yes. Yeah, except I'm going to miss the next couple games because that's another reason why I thought I'd call and make my presence known. So, I'm paying attention.
Yep. We
But,
appreciate that.
Yeah. So go Hawks, and it's good to have you guys back.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thursday.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Real quick, just so people are aware, Drake was picked Drake women were picked 4th in the MVC, so still picked high. And people say they're in rebuilding mode. Yeah, I mean they're typically one of the 2 best teams in that league. It's Belmont, Murray State, Illinois State, Drake. 4 media members picked them as number 1 in that league. So take that for what you will. That's still going to be a challenge. Probably good that they get them at home and they get you and I on the road. If you were to choose that this year, but you and I, do they still have Buffelli?
That's the one that got hurt last year, right?
Do they still have her? I should know that, but I don't. Grace
I would
Buffelli.
like to say yes, but don't quote me.
Looking here. Yeah, she got hurt early. I was thinking she'd have
I remember.
Let me pull up their roster real quick since we're talking about it. Let's see, 25, 26 total.
Everybody's saying no in the chat.
Yeah, she's not on here. So no, I guess she's gone. So yeah, if they're in that big of a rebuild mode, then I much prefer Iowa to have to go to the McLeod Center. Maybe I'll make my way up to the McLeod Center this year. That's a trip I haven't done, so maybe I'll.
How do we play Iowa State at home or away?
It's in Ames.
Oh, great!
That's going to be a game. It's going to be a game. And CJ, I don't have an update on Tegan South other than she was in street clothes, listed as questionable officially from the University of Iowa. Dana, hopefully that answers your question. I don't know, but it sounds like maybe it's a high ankle sprain. But even though she was listed as questionable, did not have her warm-ups on today. Ryan wants us to address Rodriguez wearing blue shoes. Who cares what color the shoes are? Why does that matter to people?
I don't know. Was it Caitlin's shoes? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who cares?
I wasn't really paying to her. I don't know. I didn't even know she was wearing blue shoes.
Chris Tajo for the men last year.
Let me go look. I'm curious.
The
men wear whatever they want to wear.
Yeah, Chris Tajo wore one like green shoe and one like red shoe last year.
Well, yeah, because the men never wear shoes that they actually give them. They never do.
Matt wants to know when you're going to bust out a Snuggie. You've had a Snuggie on at some point this season.
I am going to bust. See, here's my thing. I'm going to bust out the Snuggie when I feel like we've reached a certain peak. What is happening with my phone?
Your phone.
So yeah, I'm going to be in regular clothes until I feel like. Yep.
Barbara says Iowans add ranch to many things. That's very true. Some people
put Barbara.
Pizza in ranch. Kachine, you like that? Dipping pizza in ranch?
I don't mind it. I've seen it. That's normal.
Oh, that's normal to you. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, let's not act like Kachine is from some foreign country. She's from Minneapolis. Okay.
I'm from Minnesota.
Well, it's not that far from Iowa. Dan says, can Kachine remember an Iowa big as athletic as Ava as far as speed and strength?
I don't know. I have to think about it. I would have to really think about all of our bigs. Because she's still a little bit more athletic than Megan was as well.
She's a better athlete than Megan. She's a better athlete certainly than Monica.
Right.
So I mean,
we've had some like smaller bigs that were athletic. Like Chase.
That size. Chase Coley.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? But that they weren't like that kind of big post. You know what I mean? They were like an undersized 5 to a little degree, like skinnier and taller. So she's just different.
Yep. Iron Duke says Hannah. Well, she's not a true
Hannah who? She's not a 5. She's a 4.
She should be a 4. Kelly, reminding everybody, hit that thumbs up button on your way out, folks. We appreciate everybody being here. And of course, as we always do, a big reminder to be sure you support our great sponsors that make the show possible, one being RTI Threads. Check out all the gear over at rtithreads.com. Use the /NIL. Again, rtithreads.com/NIL. I'll share my screen just briefly just to show you the website. Here is the NIL division, I should say, of rtithreads.com. In spite of the loss, what a good performance from Carson Shire. I think he led all Iowa defenders in tackles. And then Jacob Gill had a big a couple of receptions and had a couple of balls that were missed his direction that were just kind of errant throws. But support the cause that has been this revitalized offense, the rebuild offense, and this Iowa team. In spite of the loss yesterday, so many different ways you can support this show as well as Iowa football as a whole and the individual athletes. So browse the selection over here at rtithreads.com. Customize your gear and get your custom player apparel today. Again, rtithreads.com. All right, I think we're good on comments. We have nobody on the phone line. This did go a little bit longer than okay. So T Hink wants to know about Jenica Lewis committing to Notre Dame. I don't know how big
I
you
wasn't
are.
surprised about that. She's
Okay.
a Notre Dame kind of player, so I was not surprised at all.
But there were people that were saying that Iowa was going to land her.
Really?
Again, I don't really listen to what people say, but because people are wrong oftentimes, and I've been wrong before myself. But they still got a shot on Bjorn, right? Addison. So that'll be the one to follow. When does she announce? Is she scheduled to announce? I should know that. Yeah. Let's see. So she's set for her final visit to Kansas. Let's see. She will visit Kansas on. Oh, she's at Kansas right now. And her final schools are Notre Dame, Kansas, Texas, Duke, North Carolina, UConn, and Iowa.
Interesting.
So that'll be the one to follow here coming out of this weekend, and we'll see. We'll see when she makes an announcement. I don't believe she's actually announced a commitment date.
Probably not, because she don't know where she's going yet. So
yeah, that's possible. Okay, the Iowa women defeating Evansville. Evansville's program is not very good right now, but the Hawkeyes taking it to them 119-43, 119 points, a school record, or I should say an Iowa women's basketball record, led by the likes of a number of players in double figures, one being our RTI Threads player of the game, Layla Hayes. She finished with 20 points, 9 of 11 from the field, 5 rebounds. Also, Addie Deal came into her own. She won our Big Grove's Big Play of the Day award with a big three-pointer at the end of the first half for her first career shot from deep. She finished the day with 11 points as well, 2 of 6 from 3. Taylor McCabe, how about Taylor? 4 of 7 from 3. We'll take that any day. 4 assists, no turnovers, along with 3 rebounds. Kylie Feuerbach finished with 8 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks, 4 steals, no turnovers. So good day for Kylie Feuerbach. Ava Hayden, 14 points, 4 of 5 from the line, 5 of 8 overall from the field, 10 rebounds, a double-double for Ava. Chastity Chit-Chat Wright with 16 points, 4 of 5 from 3, perfect from the foul line, 2 of 2, also had 10 assists and 1 turnover. You'll take that from your starting point guard. Taylor Stremlow, 7 points, 3 of 3 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover. Journey Houston had a bucket with 7 rebounds. Layla Hayes with her 20. Emily Rodriguez with 9 points, along with 4 assists. Jada Jimphy had 3 on her deep logo 3. Callie Levine played, made 4 free throws. And that's all she wrote. Iowa defeating.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How many minutes did Journey play?
Journey played 14 minutes. And
7 boards in 14 minutes is crazy.
Yeah, she impressed me again a couple of different times tonight. She's good. She's good.
She is in there. Like and it's like a sneaky 7 boards because I don't really remember, you know what I mean? Like, and I think there was another time where she had a high number of boards in not that many amount of minutes. Like, that's very interesting. Okay.
It's going to be hard to keep her off the floor. And I'll say this, you brought it up before, but I'll add to it. When Mulaney comes back, I don't know whose minutes you take away to get Mulaney minutes. So that's going to be interesting.
It is. And I think the piece about that is we are talking about the 4 spot that is going to be heavily run by Hannah. Right? Like, it's heavily going to be run by Hannah. She's going to get majority of the minutes, which is fine. And then Tegan is going to have to be shooting lights out to win that position, that extra minutes over Journey, because somebody is giving you 7 boards in 14 minutes. That is possessions, right? Like that, she is giving us possessions. So I think, again, I do understand that due to the fact that she's been injured, you have to see what she got. You have to, right? I get it. But I don't foresee her winning the extra minutes. Again, unless she is shooting lights out from deep and, she's got that kind of swagger and confidence about her that I think we saw a glimpse of at the beginning of the season last year, then maybe. But that's hard. Rebounds win basketball games.
And Iowa was plus 29 on the glass today. Now, it helps when you shoot 65% and you hold your opponent to 26%. That's a positive. And Iowa made 14 26 three-point attempts. So any concern about the three-point arc, at least will have to be put on hold for at least one game. And Iowa also only turned the ball over 13 times. Now, this is, again, just, I have to say, probably a very, very, very bad Evansville Purple Laces team. But we shall see. Did what they needed to do. They'll get back on the hardwood on Thursday at home, 7:30 p.m. Central Time for the tip-off between the Hawks and the Drake Bulldogs. That game will be televised on Big Ten Network. No more BTN Plus, at least for this week, against the Bulldogs. Again, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time on Big Ten Network. Any donations that we get on PayPal, Venmo, Cash App today will go straight to the Juliana Get Better Fund. So feel free to put your money in there. Cash will. I'm not going to call you it, but the reference.
Cash Mama.
There it is. That is, she'll put it to good use for Juliana.
Oh my God, that is great. I don't know who that comment was from, but that was amazing.
Great. For Kachine Alexander, I'm Corey Bratta from the Hawkeye of the Storm. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.